Hi guys, how are you? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Priscilla. I make YouTube videos about career, travel and lifestyle and yeah, anything in between. And I mean, lifestyle is very broad, so definitely it involves me talking about some conversations I'm having offline with a few friends, a few acquaintances, and also some things that stand out for me. So this is one of those YouTube videos. Yeah, today is Valentine's Day and happy Valentine's. I'm sure by the time you guys watch this, many days will have passed. But anyway, yeah, so I didn't want to wash off my makeup without making a YouTube video because I feel like I'm looking really nice. Anyway, so today I wanted to talk about something that has been, it's like a rage on YouTube and in many of your conversations. I'm sure many of you have talked about Lori Harvey, have talked about how to be feminine and the feminine energy and the power of femininity and how to be feminine, blah, blah, blah. And as much as it's a really good conversation, I think it's a much needed conversation for women to step and rest in their femininity and rest in their feminine energy. I also feel like it's a bit problematic. And this is why, and I'm going to get into it shortly. So there's many channels on YouTube. There's people like Karine Lord. I'll put them in the description or maybe in this video. There is, I think, Feminine Fancy. There's quite a number of them. And these are usually based in America, and that have a huge following, and their specialties in talking about how to be feminine and things, the rules, the do's and don'ts and things like that. I think there's also School of Affluence who teaches women how to, use their feminine energy to get what they want, stuff like that. Anyway, and a few other things. So I think that the whole of it is not so bad because it's just basically says, oh, if look nice, dress nice, this and this and that. And that would not be a problem. But I think the problem for me comes from the way it's so prescriptive, and it's like putting women in a box that you cannot live outside this box. So I watched a few of them because one of my friends sent me the link and she said, watch this and listen and give me your views. So I watched it and I was like, I feel a certain way about it. So there's issues, there's things like, oh, how you should talk, hey, Jesus, how you should walk, the colors you should wear. And I honestly feel like, for me, I feel like it's a very like they talk about wearing pastels. Not every black woman looks good in pastels. Like not every black woman looks good in those very light pinks, the lavenders. Come on, like we look good in orange. We look good like in yellow. Like I like wearing a nice mustard. I feel like it really looks well goes well with my melanin. I'll probably put a picture in here and you guys can see how your melanin shines and stuff like that. So I find that the way the channels and the way the message is being put forward, for me, is from a very specific cleanse, and I feel like it is doing women a disservice. And the whole idea that women must exist in a certain way. Come on, I feel like we are so... Personally, I feel like I have 10 women in me. Like every day I'm discovering new things about myself and I'm learning and I'm growing. So I feel like that whole idea of, oh, don't paint your nails red, have nude. Hey, Jesus, like what does that even mean? Like, so what? So the whole idea of how a woman should exist, for me, I find it very patriarchal. It's still buying into the whole idea of what men want and what we should be pleasing men and not necessarily living our best lives. So and then this whole conversation about, I think there was the Feminine Fancy talking about, oh, you shouldn't talk so loudly, you should. But then if a woman has a deep voice, what is she going to do about it? She cannot try to speak like to make her voice soft and, oh my God, how are you? Not every woman is created with such a soft voice. Some women have very hoarse voices and they're naturally deep. So what does that mean for them? That they can't be feminine? And then the whole idea that femininity, who defines femininity? So it's like these channels don't really go into that conversation. They just say, oh, this is what femininity looks like. But then I feel like they're carrying it from a book you know, that is not necessarily designed for people of color, people like us. I honestly feel like that, because red lipstick, but we look good in red lipstick, so does that mean we can't be feminine? So I feel like this whole conversation and the idea of what femininity looks like is very problematic. And if you are a consumer of YouTube videos and a consumer of pop culture, I feel like we should be careful and just watch what we consume and just sort of question that, because it's from a certain lens that can in a way make certain women feel less than, which is not necessarily a thing that we want to be promoting in 2021. Come on. And I feel like this whole idea, so this whole obsession with like Lori Harvey, with certain women who they consider feminine. I mean, it's okay. Like, I don't know Lori Harvey personally. I'll probably never ever meet her. But I feel like the whole prescriptiveness of women should do this, women should behave like this, is in a way also not right. Like, it's buying into the whole patriarchal thing that we are trying to overcome, and say like women can exist the way they want to exist. So you don't have to exist to please a certain sex, to fit into a certain box. Like, for example, a few years ago, I was into like chunky necklaces. I was into a certain style, but I've outgrown it, because, you know, you grow, you evolve, you learn new things about yourself, and who knows, maybe next year I'll probably want. I used to love red lipstick, and I cannot wear red lipstick every day. Like, I'm now into nude lipstick because of office, and I feel like it's, you know, so as a woman, each individual exists individually, and we all have things about us that are good and that we like. So I don't feel like there's a box that women must fit into, and that's a problem that I have with this whole femininity channels, that they sort of are putting women into a box, like, you must fit into this, and if you don't fit into this, then you're not feminine enough, and then you're not pleasing men. I'm like, are we here? Women are not here to please men. We are not here to fit into what men think is good for us. We are here to exist and live our best lives. And if there is a man out there who gets it, well and good, you know. So and that's my problem with the femininity channels. So if you have watched them, please let me know in the comments what your thoughts are, and if you think I'm just taking this too personal. But that is how I feel. Focus. Great. Yeah, that is how I feel. I feel like it's a message that we should not be perpetuating in this day and age. The whole idea of, oh, have your hair, they say they like to say your hair should be straight. It should not be too, like, you know, too much. Like, if you have an afro, then what? You can't wear your afro out because they say, oh, you should hold your hair backwards. Like, the things, I don't know if you guys have watched these channels, but the things these channels say, I watched, like, when my friend sent me the link, I watched them and I rolled my eyes. Half the time I was like, come on. Like, because I know very feminine women who don't look and fit the idea that they prescribe on their channels. And femininity is not about looks, you know, it's about energy, and I believe that every woman has that energy, so because it's God-given. So it's not about how you look or how you walk, how you talk, what you drink, what you eat, you know. So, like, come on, I think it's good. I mean, the whole thing, that I think what they should be preaching is more like grooming, and that is okay. Like, if you want your nails short, it's okay. If you want your nails nude, it's fine. Like, if you like that, it's okay. But it should not be that all women must look like that to be feminine. That's what they sort of preach on these channels. And for me, I find that very, very problematic. And it's sad, because these channels have huge followings. Like, thousands and thousands of people, of women actually, are watching these channels, and some of these channels are by Black women, you know, who are perpetuating the same sort of stereotypes and saying, oh, you should be like, but, you know, some of us who are brought up in our cultures, we are loud, like, we love to ululate, we love to celebrate. So what does that mean? That we are not feminine enough? And then imagine in our cultures, we are extra, you know, so we cannot wear and do the things I want to do because we are not feminine. Oh, they say wear dainty jewelry. I love dainty jewelry because I like it, not because I feel like it's more feminine, but because I like it. But also there's days when I like to wear my nice big cowrie shells and make a statement. So, but then they say, oh, stay away from very bright and very, how do I say, chunky jewelry, it's not feminine enough, and blah 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 blah. And there's this obsession that these channels have about attracting a high value man. I'm like, who the heck is a high value? Like, I don't know if you guys should go and check out these channels. You will roll, I don't know, but if you will roll your eyes, and I'm like, is this an American thing? Is this, I don't know if it's a thing that we have in African societies, but I feel like, I don't know, like this whole idea of a high value man. Oh, a high value man wants a woman who looks like this, who does this. I'm like, what's this obsession about a high value man? Honestly, this whole message for me is super problematic. And I hope that if you're a consumer of YouTube like I am, and because I enjoy, okay, I think she's British, she's called Brini something. I'll put her video, her handle somewhere in this video, and she also talks about that. But I think I like some of her videos because it's more of doing the inner work. It's not so much about how you look outside. It's about being confident, having self-esteem, knowing who you are, knowing what you want, setting boundaries, which is a good thing. So I feel like these channels should focus more on the inner work and not prescribe to women how they should look outside. Because I think we are done and tired of that. Like, I mean, men have done that throughout history, telling us how we should look. Keep your nails short. Look like this. Look, society has prescribed to women how they should live. So we don't need other women prescribing to us, Panange, how we should live. Like, can we just be? So yeah, anyway, I just came to rant. And that is my rant. And let me know what your thoughts are on this whole femininity journey and this whole channels about femininity, because I feel like femininity is a very personal thing and it looks different for every woman. The way I will channel my feminine energy will be different from the way Lady A or woman B will channel her energy, because we all have different experiences, different characters, and that will also influence, So just because one woman is loud, or just because one woman wears 6 inches of heels and loves to carry designer bags through and through, or loves to wear her Gucci, doesn't make her less feminine than you who likes to wear your pastels, your cream and lavender, and you carry your browns and beige and nude lip, and like the whole idea of how a woman should look like. For me, honestly, it irritates me, and I found it very problematic. That is not the norm in every society, and also the norm across all cultures. So anyway, do let me know what your thoughts are about this. I'm very curious to know, because as a person, like, I feel like I consider myself very feminine, and not because I like dresses. Like, oh yes, there's also that obsession of, wear dress. I love dresses, but I don't love dresses because they're feminine. I love dresses because they're comfortable. And I don't wear body hugging dresses. I love free dresses because I can eat all the food I want, and I won't have to worry about, being tight and squeezed in a dress. So for me, it's not even because of, they are fine dresses more feminine, but I just like the way they feel on my body. So I honestly feel like, and I don't consider women who wear jeans or who wear biker shorts less feminine, because that is really what they want, and that's on the idea and who really defines what femininity looks like. Like, come on, guys. Anyway, I'm done with my rant. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you didn't subscribe. Please drop me a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on all these channels and besides, most of these channels we don't know the people behind the channels, so we don't know if they're men, or women. Like, we don't know. Like, it could be a man sitting behind a laptop telling us how we should behave and how. Guys, like, honestly, I think that life is already too hard. Just do what you want to do, as long as you're pleasing God and you're not offending anyone, you're not making war. Like, honestly, I don't think that we should be prescribing to women in 2021 how they should live and how they should look. So anyway, thank you so much for watching my rant, and leave me a comment down below. So bye.